The goal is to go and win the British title in the junior bodybuilding class. I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want, exactly what I'm going to get, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do to get there. Let's go. Let's get out. Right there. Come on. I'll be a bit rusty here now. Alright guys, so welcome back. It's been a while, been a long break, obviously because of what's going on. We're currently 23 weeks out now and prep has officially started. So when we started the junior bodybuilding series, I think we were literally 52 weeks out, like a year away from the first planned competition. We were deep in the off season at that point. You've seen me pack on a shitload of mass from that point. I think we started off at about 91 kilos, obviously from a horrible situation because I wasn't eating right, because we were doing up the gym and all that, and I wasn't even training because of lockdown. So everything was all over the place and there was no supplements involved, nothing like that. So I lost a lot of my progress at that point. Now we built back up over an off-season period to the biggest I've ever been in a really good condition. At this point now we're starting prep for the first time in 3 years. So yeah, we started off at 112.5 kilos. Which is about 248 pounds, which is well above what I expected to be. So I'm just going to give you a bit more talking on this video now, just to tell you where I'm at on the plan. We've got 4 shows planned. I'm not going to name a lot of them because I don't want to say something and then not do it. I think I have the potential to do it, but it's going to be dependent on how the prep goes, how successful the prep is, how confident we are in what we're going to achieve, because I'm not someone that's going to go and take part for the sake of taking part. I want to go to win. But the first show I'll tell you about is the Graftism Grand Prix, which I believe is in London. It's a week earlier than the initial show I planned, but it's because I want to have a shot in the 2 Pros Pro. And yeah, so that's the plan. Today we are now 23 weeks out. It's official, the first video of prep, chest and biceps to kick it off, a nice one. And yeah, I'll talk you through the session on the way, and I want to give you everything I'm going to do. I could be completely transparent with it all because I've got nothing to hide. I'm confident in my abilities and what I want to achieve, and that's the whole point of this video, is to give you some benefit, a lot of benefit of watching it, so that you can take my principles in terms of training, nutrition and everything, and take that away and apply it to yourselves. So let's follow along and have a good session. So first exercise, obviously this training program now is completely new. So we're trying out, I'm a little guinea pig for Callum at the moment, as he's let me know. We're in a strange situation obviously because my strength is quite up there, it's quite high, and over the last off season I've learned a lot about myself, because I believe in progressive overload massively, and the problem is when you get to a certain level of strength, if things aren't 100%, you start picking up little injuries so easily, and that's the problem. And that's when people tend to shy away from it then, and then they go and indulge in other principles of training, when reality is that is the best form of building muscle, and it creates a different look. I've said this a million times, and this year I'm going to prove it to you. Not that I need to, because the history shows it in bodybuilding anyway, but I just want to be a product of my own imagination of what I talk about. But anyway, hammer strength incline press is what we're going to start with. We start off with base volume, so the first 2 weeks. I'll talk about this as we go along, and then slowly we'll be ramping up the volume and intensity techniques as we go along as well, just to force progression without just adding weight to the bar. That's not the only way we can do it. So I don't know where my lifts are at on each exercise in terms of this order either. So the first week is always the hardest. That's why it's kind of a guessing game. There's a lot of guessing going on with this one, so I can't go into it knowing exactly what I'm going to aim for. So it's sort of testing the waters with everything being on the higher end of the rep range that I'm going to aim for. I'm not going to go in stupidly high with the weights I'm aiming for today. I just want to set the benchmark, and then we build from there throughout the rest of prep. 5 plates on the hammer strength incline. I think the most I've got to is, for a good set of 8, is about 5.5. So I shouldn't really be going anywhere near that, to be honest, because when you get used to an exercise, obviously you can progress it a lot better. It's like a skill. I've talked about this before. So I'm gonna go in at 5. I'll do a feeder, which is like 1 or 2 reps. I don't call them warm-up sets anymore. I call them feeder sets because when I say to someone new, oh, do another warm-up, when every time we move to a new exercise, and they're like, well, why should I have to do that? I'm warm already. And like, that's not the point. The feeder set or warm-up set is so that you get used to that movement before trying to load it up for a top set or a back off. You can't just jump in, even though you're warm and fresh. Like if I just go straight on the incline and straight on a flat bench and then straight on the dumbbells and jump straight into my top set, I'm not going to perform well. I need to feel that movement, get used to it again before trying to chuck load on, especially load that you're trying to progress, you know. 5 plates on now. The way the last 4 plate moved was so easy. I'm assuming I might be in a good position to actually go and chase my weight on this from the first exercise. But we like to be smart, like I said, top set is 5 to 8 reps. I'd rather be hitting around the 7 to 8 mark this time before trying to go into the lower rep ranges when I get used to the movement. Yep. Woo. Nice. Oh. Come on, man. Oh. So, second exercise, we're going to be doing dumbbell incline press, my favourite chest exercise. Problem is, I haven't picked up a dumbbell press since January. It's been a good 3-4 months, actually about 4 months since I've actually touched a dumbbell. That means, like I said, it's a skill, even though my strength hasn't gone down much. Me trying to throw dumbbells up is a very, very technical skill, get them in the right place without being too taxed. So I'm going to struggle with this. And the second exercise, best press I've ever done was the last time I done it, which was the heaviest ones. I finally cracked, like I said to you, I said I was going to do it. I got the 81 kilo dumbbells on the incline for 5 reps. So the plan is to build back up to that. Hopefully get that as a second exercise, that would be great. This time I'm presuming, this is how much it drops when you just haven't done a movement in a while. I think I'm going to end up around the 60 kilo mark if I'm lucky. So we'll give that a go now, top set and then back off. Same principle and have some fun with it. I've missed these dumbbells. Also, do you like my top? Ronnie Coleman, made this myself.
Turn around.
20 quid. Lightweight baby. So we're going for the top set. One thing I forgot as well, I'm used to having someone with me who can touch me on the first rep and give me the first rep. It gets you into position, it allows you to retract your scapula at the top of the dumbbells, whereas now I'm really struggling with that part. My shoulders have never been the healthiest anyway, so me trying to get them up myself is a struggle, so it is taking a lot out of me. But we're not going to back away from them, it's in the programme, we're going to do them right, we're just going to have to keep the weight a little bit lighter, which will allow me to get more reps once I get them up. So another little trick for you, with the headphones, the thing is, I thought now let's treat myself to some expensive Bose headphones now. Lovely sound, but the problem is they keep slipping off. Literally every set, whenever they move, one of the loosest headphones I ever had. So I chuck them on, and I've got a little secret. Tough wraps, yeah? You think now, one of the best wraps on the market, But that's not all they can do. They also make for great headphone grippers, as I'm about to show you. So let me get up for this now and I'll show you what they can do. Through the loop. Over the head. Oh, hang on. Lovely!
They are not.
Makes you look rock solid as well. No one's gonna mess with you now, are they? Let's see it then. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. And up. Yep, my bum. Nice. Fantastic. Yep. Ooh. Let's go.
Come on. And again.
Talking about the split, so I said I'd touch on everything because it's the first episode of prep. Right now, my carbs, my macros, calories about 4,600, so they've dropped. The initial drop is 500 calories from where I was. I was around 5,100, 5,200. I suspect, as I wasn't tracking 100% in the off season, only roughly. Yeah, so I was probably a little bit over that as well. So I have felt this drop. And even though a lot of you will be like, bloody hell, you're still on 4,600 calories. It's a big drop for someone that has as much expenditure for me, as you can tell by how I'm talking at the moment, out of breath, and the type of training we do. So anyway, protein 300 grams, just a little bit over. Carbs 650 to 680, I'll have to double check. I just follow the meal plan he gives me. I'm not too bothered, I just eat exactly what it says. And fats, I'll have to double check again, but around 60 to 70 grams I think. I'll put them up quickly just to make sure. So 300 protein, 650 to 660 carb, and about 60 to 65 fat. So that's where we're at. In terms of training split, which is what I wanted to touch on, we are on a flat out bro split, also known as a pro split. I'm not one of those to join the hype because with all that's going on at the moment, now that JP seems to have moved a couple of months ago to adding in an arm day, and now he's doing like higher volume stuff. I know the UK is heavily influenced by him, which is rightly so, but it doesn't mean you should just jump on the bandwagon. I've had an arm day in my split now for the last 5-6 months, something like that, and it's heavily paid off. I've always believed in a bro split is how I felt the best, but I gave the push-pull legs a shot because Callum wanted me to have a go. I just listen to whatever he tells me. I have 100% trust in him. As much as I loved it, I still prefer this. I think this is what works best for someone like me. Why that is, I don't really know. I think it comes down to the amount of recovery I actually need. I find it hard to do as much frequency as push-pull legs demands. But anyway, so currently we're running a split of legs, then it's shoulders and triceps, then it's rest, then it's back, which has got a pull in it from the floor on its own, so just back day, and then I've got chest and bicep. It allows me to recover fully, and it still allows me to hit the big moves whilst limiting the chance of injury, which is what it comes down to. Which is why I hope to get on stage in one piece, and that's all that matters. Thought I had that one. Oh, nice though. Cardio is something I didn't mention because there is none at the moment.
Got it!
I'm just hitting 10,000 steps a day, which is why I got this watch on. I usually chuck it on my bloody shoe if I'm doing something like back or legs, just so I still keep track of my steps. It's not something that I use. A lot of people ask why I use it. It's not something that I use for calorie burn or anything like that to use it for that reason. I track it for the variables that I know is quite consistent with doing, which is steps, heart rate, so I know my resting heart rate and heart rate variability, and sleep, so I just get an idea of how my sleep is as well. So it's those things I use it for, and then Callum determines what we need to do. It's not something that I see like, oh, it says I've actively burnt, 2,500 calories today, I'll just eat under that. It's not like that at all. So yeah, food has dropped slightly, like I said, to about 4,500, 4,600 calories total. And we maintain the same principles throughout with training as we did in the off season. Reason being, if we back off now from all the hard stuff and everything I've done to gain the muscle, then why would I expect to retain it or even gain more? We've got to use the same thing, and we've just got to work. I don't like to say work even harder, because I've worked as hard as I possibly could anyway. Just maintain that level of intensity for every set. And with the diet being as good as it is, and everything being managed, stress being managed, water, everything being managed as much as we can, and then obviously we've got the addition of supplements and then anabolics, which I don't like to talk about as much because there's plenty of other channels for that, but with using those we are still in a position to progress, and even naturals have shown it now. I'll tag Kiffy West in this, Sonny can bring his page up and see how much he progresses when he diets. Yes, he's a freak of nature, but his mindset is way above anyone else, and that's why he gets what he does. So yeah, we've just got to use that same mentality, and even though we've got assistance, it should give us even more of a right to go and push forward and hit weights that we've never hit before and go into the show strongest we've ever been. So that's the plan, that's what we're going to try and do. That's why it's not just going to be an average prep. I'm going to try and use that mentality and become an absolute freak. That's what I want to do. Oh. You just asked me now if I've ever run a 5k, and in this state I probably don't look like I can. Well, I probably can't now. But I was about to say, but it sounds like every bloke says this when they were younger. Back in the day, I used to be the fastest runner in my school, but no, I wasn't the fastest, but I used to be a good runner. Yeah, I was quite fast, and I was good long distance as well. So that's to you, son. The last 3 exercises now, we've done finished with chest, so we had 3 presses. First time doing a session, it's the first time I've had a proper go at it. It was nice, to be honest. I didn't really fatigue too much. The back offs fell short, obviously, because just the lack of that amount of volume, I started to fatigue quite quickly onto the back offs. But yeah, moving on to the isolations, feeling really good now. So we're going to finish with biceps. We've actually got 3 exercises. So starting off with this incline cable D-handle, unilateral preacher curl is a big name for an exercise. So just two sets on each again, 3 exercises, 2 sets, top set, back off. Same format as always. I just find it works best, and it's an easy way to manipulate as we go forward. Alright guys, so that's the first episode of Prep done. I hope you liked it. Obviously I'm open to doing absolutely anything for you, but not anything. So in the comments below, just comment below what you want to see. Like I said, I'm going to be transparent about pretty much everything that I'm doing, just to help you guys out, because I'm not doing this channel for my benefit at all. It's not to make money or anything. It's just simply to give something back because of all the support you've given me, especially with the gym, and hopefully provide some sort of entertainment as well. So yeah, comment below what you want to see. 23 weeks out as of now. So yeah, I'll end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, it helps me out as well, and I'll see you soon. Make sure you check out the member site if you want any informative videos. This series is just going to be on YouTube and the member site, but for all the informative short videos, we've got loads on nutrition, supplements, training, anything like that. That's all on the member site. So yeah, check that out, www.teampowerbuilding.com. So yeah, I'll see you soon.